Sunday rolls around and they're back on the screen. James and Dan, the wildest pair you've ever seen. Shooting up the airwaves, ready to ignite. Talking all things polar, they're live tonight. From pile-ups to gear and crazy ham hacks, you never know where the convo tracks. One minute it's antennas, next it's a dare. Welcome to the world of the wild on-air affair. It's shenanigans, cranking up the sound. James and Dan taking Boulder to town. Talking crazy calls and late-night thrills. Tuning up the bands with the power and the skills. Shenanigans, you know it's never take. Every Sunday night they're bringing the game. They're swapping stories about the wildest roads. Park to park, from the highs to the bros. Radio's failing, but they make it through. Working those stations, yeah, nothing they can't do. James says, late shift's the thrill of it all. Dan's like, watch this pile up, I'll catch 'em all. With gear on the table and coffee in hand, they're rocking shenanigans across the land. It's shenanigans, cranking up the sound. James and Dan taking Boulder to town. Talking crazy calls and late night thrills. Tuning up the bands with the power and the skills. Shenanigans, you know it's never take. Every Sunday night they're bringing the game. From wild activations to DX trees, they're riding the waves, breaking all the beats. Maybe a bet on who's faster on the draw. No matter what they chat, they leave us in awe.
What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zoo in November. The Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. Great music and shenanigans. It is Sunday, time for shenanigans and time to thank these guys right here, the Patreons. That even they like to swap around sometimes. We got some new upgraded Patreons. So thank you very much for the upgrades, guys. Also, a shout out to the YouTube members. Everybody's still scared to rove, even though the rover's got a new benefit and everything. I don't understand it, buddy. They're scared to be rovers. And the ever-changing board, which did not change, but thank you very much to Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Victor Kilo for the off-stream Christmas present donation. Thank you very much, Dad. We appreciate you as always. What is going on, Mr. Dan?
Man, not a lot. Larry, Uniform Kilo X-Ray, was first in the chat, and that's all I got to say. Back to you. I'm kidding. What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday, shenanigans. As I said, Larry was first in the chat. Hello, hello. Whiskey One, Whiskey Charlie, our soon-to-be 27 radio single operator member. That man has gone insane, I tell you. Good to see you, buddy. And Andy Callie, happy Christmas and great 25. Welcome to episode 101. We had episode 100 last week. Welcome to 101. Georgia Parks and Propagation. Ron Chris, Alpha Echo 4, X-Ray Oscar. What's going on? Victor Echo 3, X-Ray November Sierra Stroke TB. Brian, good to see you. Toby, Alpha Delta 2, Charlie Delta, our resident net control stations for our Rove. Always good to see you, Toby. Stephen, Whiskey Delta 4, Kilo Delta 9, Uniform Delta Victor.
Whiskey Delta 4, Victor?
I know, right? Mike 88KB. Hi peeps. What's going on, man? James KI5MBO. Hello. Ronnie Kilo Oscar 4 Zulu Romeo X-ray. Mike Robush, the PP man who has been destroying CW. Good to see you, buddy. KE8PTX. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. Congratulations, Terry, and happy birthday. And Martini made it on time. That's Whiskey Delta 4 JMM. I'm trying to remember what Brian said the other day to her. Was it giant, something about a marshmallow? I can't remember. Brian, help me out in the chat. Sidewalk Sherry, KE8YVD. Hello. Chris, Whiskey 0 Charlie Golf Charlie. And he did rewatch the stream and saw that I was going to jumbo marshmallow. Yeah, giant jumbo marshmallow. Chris did rewatch the stream on Sunday and saw that I was going to try his on Wednesday, and saw that I was going to try his totally insane goal for 2025 of hunting a new to me park every day. And he said, good luck. I think I'm going to need it. Let's see who else we got here. I think that's about it. Scroll. Yeah, scroll. That's it. Happy Sunday, everybody, and Christmas is
speaking of truffle butter. He says I like my chair too low, so I did lower the camera because he likes to see more body.
Yeah. Now, PP Man. Okay, so PP Man did say I am on the Poto wagon because I have not had an activation in a while. It's been a couple weeks since I've been out, and that's true. And that's true, PP. But you got to remember, when I go out for a couple hours on my Poto activations, I get more active. More contacts than you do in 2 weeks. So
that's what I say. He needs to fall off the QRP wagon. Because I'll tell you what, I'm going to start when I hear a CW station that's really, really low, and I have to say you're really low again in my sideband pileups. When I hear that really low CW station, I'm just going to start calling his call because it's him. Why struggle my ears to hear him?
He's been doing really good on CW. I see him spotted all the time, and the times that I have gotten him, he's gotten my call sign with no problems whatsoever. So he's doing a great job. And PP, we're proud of you, man. Finally ripping the CW Band-Aid off.
He's definitely doing a good job in CW. And Larry was the first one in chat, so I've actually got something to show Larry here. And I've got to put my hat up so you can see my hat better because it's not
let me make you big
out here.
There you go.
It's still going to green out.
You guys got to move it around where you had it. There you go. Right there.
Right there.
Oh, that is nice. Etched. Or is that a rocks glass?
That is a rocks glass. Check out the bottom of that thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There is no I love Vicom to that, Larry.
Hey, when you drive down in February, can you give me one of those glasses? or maybe two?
Well, this is the test glass, and it just actually came in today. Let me make sure that the etching don't fade or nothing, and then there will be a link put on the page for you, Larry. And yeah, when I take a train down in February, Dan, I'll see what I can do here for you.
Well, how are you going to pick up this tower on a train? I don't understand.
Oh Lordy, the tower. Yeah. Are you gonna get me a new place to put the tower into?
Absolutely. It's called My Backyard.
You're okay.
You can come and use it anytime you want.
Did you hear that? Dan just gave me an open invitation to take over his house, and he's going to pay all my bills in the house and stuff.
There you go.
I guess I'm going to activate all of Georgia then.
Brian says, bring a bunch of those in the hamcation. I agree.
No, I won't. I won't be bringing a bunch of them. I don't think, because they're glass. They're very breakable. But we'll see. We may bring some to hamcation, and
yeah, that's gonna be here before we know it, isn't it? It's creeping up fast.
Everybody liking the glass. Good deal.
Yeah,
that was a Patreon request for me to come out with the rocks glasses. So this is the first trial thing, and it came out pretty good. I like it. So we'll see. We'll see if it's.
Is there a possibility to get them customized? Can you get your call sign etched on them as well?
I don't know. I can
That-
find out.
That would be cool.
I could find out.
Hey. We could be, sipping our whiskey in style.
Oh, Larry, you'll have one way before Dayton. I know you'll have one before Dayton. Speaking of these shows, man, it's coming up.
Soon, before we know it. Yeah.
Hamcation's coming up before we know it. December is almost over. This Wednesday is Christmas, and that means it's
will be
almost
streaming.
January. It's almost January. There's still 5 PZN people in, and it's almost January. It's also almost January, and I've got to finalize all my stuff for the PZN Poker Challenge for next year, as well as get fired up for the PZN Challenge for next year. I'm super stoked about next year because it's just time for me to be busy again. And I took a lazy weekend the last couple of days. I've only went to 1810 for the last 2 days because I'm gearing up for it. I'm getting a little bit of rest before the storm. But
all right. So Truffle Butter says, mash those like, subscribe, and notify buttons. And then a couple minutes later, he says, 19 viewers, 19 likes, but only 9 likes. Let me tell you, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell before Brian decides to drive down here, find everybody, break into your house, and hit the bell for you.
I want to know why we only have 19 viewers.
Sunday before Christmas, man. Everybody's doing their shenanigans.
I would accept 19 viewers on the Christmas stream. I'm not gonna accept 19 viewers. I'm gonna tell y'all when y'all come and tell me I rewatched the stream, I'm gonna be like, that's uncalled for. You're gonna have to come up with a really good excuse.
It says 22 now.
It says 23 now.
23. I don't know whose ears are burning, but they keep coming in.
I'll triple the taxes, people. Don't mess with me.
Oh, back down to 22. Somebody must have saw me and left.
Yeah.
So how's the week been going, man?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's a little stressful because, I don't know when the body shop closes up next week, but I know the rental car needs to be back on Christmas Day because that is the last day that insurance is going to pay for the rental car.
Ooh.
And all the parts are in. Everything's done besides the grill needs to go in, which is, he said, no big deal. We can get that in 10 minutes. But he's still waiting on those engineers to get rid of that light from the airbag system.
Just put a piece of tape over it, and you won't see it. It's kind of like the check engine light, right?
And, it's going to be quite stressful.
Yeah. Jeez.
An export tax. I like this crap. The Brian Fussner crap. I'm on the wrong thing.
Yeah. Hopefully there won't be an export tax for the HRAD live stream in Canada in the new year. I heard your postal service is back to work, though. That's a plus. Yay.
There we go. Gearing up for the PZN challenge. I am excited to see who's going to attempt it. And it sucks because I'm not going to see that in January because the first 30 days I'm going to have 30 names in it, probably.
I'm going to work it every activation.
You're going to win your own prize?
No. Because you remember what I said? I said, if I happen to do it, I'm just going to randomly draw from names that were in the chat on Wednesday, and they're going to owe me something.
Okay.
Yeah. And everybody said, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'll go ahead and tell you the same thing I told everybody else that even wants to think about accepting your challenge. It ain't possible. It ain't possible.
That's right. Larry said if you do a 73% challenge, you'll do it.
A 73% challenge.
Bobby, Whiskey, Echo 4, Bravo, Echo. Hello. Merry
Okay.
almost Christmas.
Okay, Larry. I will do a 73% challenge. If you hunt me every day of the year and say 73 at the end of our QSO, I will give you an award. That'll be the 73% challenge, Larry. Done. Challenge accepted. Oh, that's funny stuff. Oh, so yeah, it's. I mean, I've been busy in the last week. I've been still going to 3-4 parks a day, but the last 2 days, I needed just to chill out a little bit. And I hit 1810 the last 2 days straight.
No,
Yeah.
that's a rare one there. 73% was the Canadian challenge with the exchange rate. That sounds about right.
Yeah. That is about right, man. I like that when I exchanged money up there, man. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is cool.
Did you change it back?
No, I didn't even bother to do that.
Yeah. Whiskey for November, Romeo Tango. Ricky, hello. Happy almost Christmas, buddy.
The King's boat chauffeur. No, that's wrong, Rick. Is that
boat
the wrong Ricky?
Chauffeur.
No, that's him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, PP Man. Why don't you do the PZN challenge next year?
I think. Listen, PP Man. You have been picked on for a very, very long time, and I'm going to give you revenge, PP Man.
There you go.
I'm going to give you revenge. So I happen to know that Steven haggled you, ridiculed you, pestered you, aggravated you to death until you started activating CW. So now, for the next 9 days, I think you should blow him up, telling him that he's a big bark, bark, bark. There goes that daggone Tourette syndrome. He's a big chicken because he won't hunt me every day in CW next year. I mean, I'd give him crap, PP Man. He give you crap about CW. Make him step up, PP Man. Or even better, call him during every one of his activations repeatedly. Oh, you do that anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's funny stuff. But yeah, it's got me excited. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the poker challenge. In case y'all didn't watch the live stream last week, shame on you. But I did say that there was going to be a poker challenge, and I don't have all the details 100% wrapped up, but I will drop a video before the first of the year. And basically, you'll get cards by earning POTA awards with me. So, like for example, if you got a repeat offender award, and I don't know if should I do the repeat offender like it is? You got to get me 20 times at one park, or should I do the first 20 hunts as a repeat offender? What do you think?
I'm thinking, yeah, it's
20 times at one park. So that's it. It's going to be hard to get multiple repeat offenders.
That's true. That's true. Maybe just 20 times overall.
So every 20 gets the new award.
Yeah, I think so. And you should have a special card, maybe like a Joker or something, if they get you on FT8.
If they get me on FT8, that would be a Joker card because that's a fake contact.
No. It could be that 1 week out of the year where you do the Lewis and Clark Trail.
That's not 1 week. That's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't be getting me. They would be getting Whiskey 8 Me Oscar Golf.
Nah, you need to sneak your own call something there just for the Joker. At least for 10 contacts.
Now they can get me on PSK 31 because we're gonna make PSK 31 great again next year.
Make it great again. Bang. Our Duke of Alabama is in the chat. Hopefully you're doing well, buddy, and very good to see you. And happy early Christmas coming up, man. Good to see you.
Absolutely. But
SLT is here too, Fred. Hola.
But that'll get you a card. if you get, I don't know how many cards, but if you get an N1CC with me, it'll get you multiple cards. That's why I ain't got all the details of all the awards that get you cards. But the ideal is for you to collect enough cards for the end of the year for when you start getting paired up and you actually have to play poker with people. But now here's the thing. If you've only collected 5 cards that year, you're going to get one hand. You're going to get a play or beat one person because those cards are gone. You got to collect enough cards to make it through the whole tournament.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll have to do like a sign up thing, who's actually doing it, because you just can't give everybody cards just doing it, because there's a lot of people that won't show up to play.
River Rats is in the chat. Hello, Merry Christmas from Alpha Echo 7 or Romeo Mike.
It'll be fun, I think.
It'll be fun until I get like 12 aces.
No, okay, but you can only use 4 aces per game. That's fine. You could have 12 aces. That just means you've got 4 games that you're going to have 4 aces. You know,
you're right. Yeah, I need 16 aces.
Yeah. Who knows? You may have to play. You may have to play 4 hands because nobody wants to play, or you may have to play 15 hands. Operator to operator will definitely get you bonus cards, but that might be him saying he's got operator to operator with me. And if it is, congratulations, and keep hunting and we'll stack them up, buddy. That's what we do.
You keep hunting, we'll keep stacking them up.
That's
73 right. QRZ.
I should just have a button for that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah, my buttons don't work.
Oh, yeah. Hey, next time I see you, I'll fix them.
You're going to undo what you did?
I don't know what I did. That's the problem.
He probably knows what he did.
No.
And what's going to happen in February is he's going to catch me with my back turned, and he's going to turn it back on somehow. And then he's going to play it, and he's like, your thing works, man.
It works just fine.
And then he'll turn it off again when he leaves.
Have you asked anybody at Yazoo?
I'm going to ask him in February.
Yeah, John, yeah.
Well, what I'm actually going to do before I ask them, because I know what the first thing they're going to tell me is they're going to tell me to do a factory reset. So I'm going to take a picture of every single setting I have, and then I'm going to reset the whole radio, and I'm going to reset it back up and see if it works.
Can't you back it up to an SD card?
You can, but if it's
do that and take the pictures is what I would do.
If it's backed up into the SD card, chances are that it's not going to work.
Well, that'll let you know if it's a setting or something just else wonky. I had a problem with my 7610 one time. I forget exactly what it was, but I reset it. Everything worked fine after the reset. Then I loaded the stuff off the saved memory card, and it was broke again. So at that point, I knew it was one of my settings and not the radio. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I finally
I don't think it'll play voice recordings without the SD card in it, because it has to have an SDR card to record it.
Well, the 101D doesn't, and that's one of my main gripes. It doesn't save the voice recordings to the SD card.
Oh, it don't?
Nick, no, it don't.
Maybe it don't. Okay.
I mean, why it wouldn't? I mean, I have no idea. But so if you do a reset on your 101D or 101MP, and then you reload your settings from the card, don't expect your voice recordings to be there, because they ain't there.
Yeah, but it don't have to have the card in it to do the initial recording?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Not at all, because with the 7610 and the 7300 and yada yada, the actual voice recording is saved on the SD card as a WAV file.
So here's the thing. Chris says if I had an ICOM, I wouldn't have to worry about the setting because there's not that many settings. I'm gonna actually say you're right. If I had an ICOM, it wouldn't have happened, because Dan wasn't even worried about fooling with the ICOM. He wouldn't have been interested to start with. So
that's right. But yeah, That's one of my biggest gripes about the 101 is that the voice recordings aren't saved on the SD cards. Beyond me, I don't understand. But
Oh, I know, and it's going to be bad for you to have to say your call sign twice in the same year, right?
right? I mean, I don't know what I would do. I mean, if I can't reach over here and hit the button, I just
I'm going to be honest. I cussed you today because today I needed my voice recorder because for some reason 40 was stupid wonky this afternoon when I went out. Like I went to 7268 and I was like, oh, cool. There's no net here. I called as this frequency in use 8 or 9 times. Nothing.
I got something for you when you drive down, actually.
Yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah.
That'll fit in a train bag.
Yeah, I mean, it should work on an 891. It'll work on your DX10. It'll work on 101s. And it has a push to talk if you need it too, which is nice.
Very cool. But
I like it for CW activating. Let me tell you why, because here's my CQ, right? So I'm calling CQ. Now I'm a lazy CW activator. So what I do is I'll get your call sign, I send your call sign back to you, and I'll hand key a signal report. When you come back to me and say you're in West Virginia, back to you, I'll say, okay, thank you, West Virginia. Hand key TUWV. Then I'll hit the second memory slot. What that second memory slot is 73 WD4 DAN did. So I don't have to keep sending that over and over and over again.
So if Dan has his box down in Florida, I'm going to change all of his memory keys to dit.
There you go. That'll work. Yeah.
But no, so I went to 168 or 7268. And, I call as this frequency in use 3 times as always, nothing. And I start calling and I post in Spoda. And then people starts popping in Discord. There's a net there. There's a net there. There's a net there. And I'm like,
I
don't hear a net there. But okay. So I moved up to another frequency. Has the frequencies in use, blah, 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 blah. Nobody there. I start calling. Everybody's like, nothing. And I think I was like at 7274 or something. And so I posted in Pod. I said, I'm going to go look and see if 40's working. Because I was about to give up on 40. I scroll around and I hear stations all through. I was like, well, 40's working. And I just go down to 7264 and respot on 7264. And then everybody hunts me just fine. And I'm like, what's going on here? I mean, is above 7264 not working? So I don't know. It was weird, but those first 2 places I called CQ maybe 10 times a piece, and I was cussing you because my voice recorder wasn't working.
That's funny. Bobby says you're going to destroy my box. That'll be his box. I actually have. I built a couple of them, so here's mine. They're easy to build. Relatively simple. You got to have some special value resistors that you can get from places.
There we go. QL8 Golf Quebec. You said you want QL8 Golf Quebec. Part of your goals next year is kit building. You should build you a box.
Matter of fact, I got a video, I believe. Yeah, I did a video of how to build them. I mean, you could buy the little Yaesu remote. I have one around here somewhere, and but for a lot cheaper, you can just build one, and you could build it.
Well, you can if you buy the cheap version.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, if you buy the actual Yaesu version, it's pretty pricey.
The reason why I wanted to build my own was since I run an external microphone, not the hand mic here at the house, I needed a push to talk instead of using like a foot switch all the time. So this push to talk is wired to the T button. I got it marked as a T. That's basically just a push to talk that you can wire into your radio and key your radio up. Right? And the regular Yaesu remote and the off-brand one all don't have a push to talk button. So
And the off-brand one, even
It
though
worked.
some people have good luck with the cable, you may have to replace the cable. I had to replace
Yeah.
the cable on mine.
I mean, if you're running a hand mic in the field, the off-brand one will do you just fine
Right.
because you don't need a push to talk at that point because you have a microphone in your hand, right? So
Brian says the Yaesu one also has a flimsy cord, which is not replaceable.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, that's the thing that I don't understand why companies do.
And it's like
So
$100. It's not cheap.
I get it. Ham radio was for the inside people, but with Parks on the Air and Summits on the Air and every field days and people use their radios outside now more than ever. You know, I mean, why don't you take that into consideration? You should not hardcore anything anymore. Hardcore, not hardcore, hardcore.
That's
Like,
the
for example,
yeah.
I love my Adventure key, but it terrifies me that it's hardcore. Yes, I can take it apart and fix it, but it's a lot of work instead of just buying a new cord. Just, you know, especially CW paddles. All CW paddles, in my opinion, none of them should be hardcore anymore.
Which is the popular one that is? I mean, I have it. It's the N0SA one from CW Morse, the SP4, SP0. I can't remember, but that one's it bothers me because I know eventually that cord is just gonna wear out. You know.
I mean, exactly. Like when I put my Adventure up, I bring it out and I make a really big loop as I'm wrapping it around.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's taking up, like, yes, the key's just this big, but you know, I'm taking up space for a key this big just for the loop on the thing.
Yeah.
Whereas my Adventure, which, you know, is this long, I just unplug the cord. It's not a problem.
I unplug the cord and I'll wrap it around my fingers and I'll throw it in the bag. And if it gets destroyed, I really don't care because it's a $1.50 for a cord.
Exactly. I've got extra cords laying around here. So I don't understand that. But the same thing with, you know, that box. Like now the cheap version does have a changeable cord, you know. So I don't understand what the concept in hard cording things are anymore.
I don't know. If you're gonna hardwire it, at least make it easy to replace the wire.
Right.
You know.
So, yes, what it is.
Brian says when I get a 101, it'll be a POTA radio. There you go.
Well, you may want to get the deed in.
You gonna throw your back out hauling that thing to a park.
No, yeah, I'm saying you may want to get the D because the MP uses 2 power supplies because of the 200 watts.
Yeah, that's true too. You got that external, 48 volt?
Yeah, so it's something to take into consideration. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to have a camper van with a 101 MP stuck in it, you know, but that's in a camper van. That's not, you know, something I'm going to be taking to a picnic table. You know, if you want to run 183 watts in the field, that would be the radio to do it with.
183 watts digital. We're making PSK 31 loud again. Jeez.
I'll PSK 31 like I'm Charlie Golf Charlie. That's right.
That's right.
They'll hear me typing across the bands. You ever be near one of them really fast typers that's got those keyboards? It's like click, 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 click. I would love to do PSK 31 and be sounding like that. I bet you I'd get I think I'm done with this quite a bit.
Yeah. James is running daggum digital again.
So did that. Yeah, so did the 101 MP.
Yeah. Throw that in the backpack and set it up on the summit.
You know, I can so did the 101 MP.
Yeah.
At a drive up.
What's the park number in DC? That's a fifer. Well, there'll be 5 of them.
There's a ton of them.
It's not. That's not a fifer anymore. It's actually a 6fer. And stand by. I'll give it to you because I have activated it.
I have too, but I have not activated it as a 6fer. I've activated it when it's a 5fer.
Correct. Same here.
It's called the Airplane Noise Park.
Well, as long as you're flying directly down the river, it's not so bad. But yeah, it was loud. It was loud. All right. Let me know when you got a piece of paper ready. And I will give you all 6 of these parks. And if you really want to get cool, I can't find it right now, but if you look back on Facebook, I did a post with a nice little map that's outlined where you should be to properly activate this 6fer.
That's right. You cannot activate that park from your car despite it gets done. People who do it from their car are only in a 3fer. And he's ready. He's ready for the park numbers.
All right. The first park is Uncle Sam 0670. 0670. That's the George Washington Memorial Parkway. The park number 2 is Uncle Sam 0784. 0784. And that's the Lyndon Baines Memorial Grove on the Potomac. Park number 3 is US 4564. 4564. That's the Potomac Heritage Trail. The 4th park is US 4567. 4567. That's the Captain John Smith Trail. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, number 5 is 4581. 4581. That's the Star Spangled Banner Trail. And the new one they added since I did it, which makes this a 6fer, the last park is going to be 9898. 9898. That's the Mount Vernon Trail. And I was actually sitting on 9898 Mount Vernon Trail when I did it as a 5fer, but the Mount Vernon Trail actually wasn't in POTA at that time. So there you go. 6fer in DC with a nice shot of the Potomac. And what you'll do is what I did is I parked in the marina parking lot and get your stuff, and you'll walk over underneath. There's a little footpath, bicycle path, jogging path that goes underneath the parkway that curves around to the left. You'll go past the Navy Merchant Marine little display thing and keep walking, and there'll be a little clump of trees right there.
Yep.
Where the little paths kind of converge. That's the Mount Vernon Trail. And you can set up right underneath those trees, and you'll be within distance that you need to be. So. Why I remember this, I have no idea.
I tell you, I wish I would have had my POTA wagon that day, though.
That's true.
Because it was a good, to carry all your equipment into it.
It wasn't bad for me because I did all mine. I didn't have my KX2 at the time. I did all of it on a 6100 QRP, so everything fit in my Explorer bag.
No, I didn't.
Well, I toted my dog with me too, so I had my hands full. I had my dog, his bowl, water, my Explorer bag, and that's what I
had the 991A then, and I had my old battery box, the black one. And let's see, what antenna did we use? We used a couple. We used a couple of different antennas because Pat packed some stuff in too. Actually, did that one with Pat.
I'm looking for a picture. I'll find it. We'll just keep talking.
Mike said, I live here, and the only one he's heard of is the George W. Parkway.
Yeah.
There ain't there a 7fer up there? It's not in DC, it's in Virginia.
Virginia,
close to there, right?
Yeah, I don't know the park numbers for it though.
Yeah, it's insane to, and now you're going to get me to pull into Molson. Here comes my Molson rant of the day. It is insane because when you create a hobby, because Pote is technically a hobby, but a hobby where people could possibly be competitive in, aka me. You want to make the hobby as fair to people as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want to really make it an unfair ordeal, especially when you're doing stuff like, you know, when they used to do the plaque event and stuff like that. And the fact that you have areas that, you know, have no twofers, no threefers, no fourfers, definitely no 5-fers, 6-fers, and 7-fers. And then you've got an area like that that has multiple 5-fers, multiple 4-fers, a 7-fer, and a 6-fer, all within, you know, like an hour time lap.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it like totally an unfair thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't understand the use of the furs. I really don't. It'll never change because there's people that like to keep them that way. But I don't. I think it should be more of a fair thing. You know, so,
Maybe like the number of stops instead of the number of parks, or
and I'm not telling people not to do furs. I do them all the time. It's in the rules. Do them. I do them all the time. I'm just saying. You look at somebody's numbers, and their numbers ain't really what their numbers are. You know, it just makes it where it's not cool. I don't think, but I'm not in charge of it, so it'll never change.
all right. So here, if I can find it, maybe I can find it. This is where I was set up. W8JES. It is a drag calling out. Yeah, I would imagine it would be. Me and my dog here is underneath that clump of trees right there at the 6-fer now. You can look right across the Potomac there and see the monument. That's where I was activating. Let's see, I was on 14. I was on 14.2. I can't read that. Is it 14.287? I think it's 14.287.
Yeah, Larry, and there are also MIC activators there for sure.
Yeah, that is true. There was a 5-fer in Arkansas.
Yeah, that's that one that Eddie does a lot. Oh Lord, Terry's stressing. Somebody's going to take his feed at Lost River.
Yeah, Terry, you're going to have to go out there and claim your throne.
I seen that he was out there activating it, and I was sitting there thinking, after all that time that everybody was preaching about going there, now everybody's got it, and somebody's there activating the crap out of it.
Somebody today spotted at a park I needed, but they only went to a high band because it never did re-alert me or anything. Let's see if I can figure out what it was. Yeah, it was at 9794, which is Hiltona Wildlife, and they only did 15 meters.
People do the weirdest things when they activate. You know, like, and you know, it's their activation, so good for it. But in my opinion, if you're traveling to a new area, you should at least jump on 40 minutes for, even if you want to just stay on there for 5 minutes. You know, you can walk away from pileup if you want to, but you should give the people that are in that area the chance to get that park.
when I was up
Go
north.
to another band.
Yeah, when I was up north year before last, which I'm still the leader at that park. And when I went to 80 meters, I wasn't expecting much, but by God, did I get slammed, because everybody was like, "Thank you so much for getting on these lower bands because we can hear you."
Well, I mean, for example, 40 is garbage in Florida.
Yeah,
It's garbage.
except if you're trying to contact me.
But when I get on 40 meters in Florida, people in Florida and South Georgia will get on there and they will thank me to death because I'm getting them parks that they can't get because nobody will activate 40 meters in Florida.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be almost impossible for me to work off Florida just because of that. Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing for me in West Virginia because when people come from out of state and get some of these rare parks that's in West Virginia, they jump right on 20 meters every time, and that's all they do. So I mean, it's just extremely hard for me to get.
I think POTA should have a stay away from 20 meters weekend.
Stay away from.
If you upload a log during this weekend, this is all hypothetical. It's never going to happen, but it'll be fun. If you upload a log on 20 meters for that weekend, it removes QSOs from your account. Work on any band besides 20 meters. Get away from 20 meters. There's a ton. I mean, especially now during the solar cycle and how things are. If you're spending all your time on 20 meters, you're missing out on a lot. 10 meters is popping. 15 meters is popping.
I looked at the spots on 12 meters at one point during today, and it was just full of people, absolutely full.
It is great. If you're spending all your time on 20 meters, you are missing out.
Chris says he activated 4239 today. Cold but fun. Absolutely. It's been cold lately. It was yesterday was worse than today for me. It's been really, really cold, and I don't mind the cold as long as I'm set up for it. But when I'm just doing a quick activation, it kind of sucks because you no matter if it's quick or not, you still got to set up.
No, I don't necessarily want to do a work band weekend because that would probably rub a lot of people the wrong way. Just a non-20 meter.
Let's do it.
just a non-20 meter weekend.
I'm all for rubbing them guys the wrong way because you know what? It's not their bands.
How about a low band award? 160. Yeah. Let me tell you, man, in the winter, I love me some 80 and 160.
Yeah, like right now, if I do a late shift, I don't do 160 because my Eagle 1's down right now at the moment. But I will do 60 and 80 and destroy the world. So,
but yeah, get off 20 meters, guys. If you're an activator out there and you want to have some fun, I mean, I know that you'll get a ton of contacts on 20 meters. Don't get me wrong.
It is funny too because everybody's all the time trying to tell me you need to go to 20 meters more. You need to go to 20. Yeah. I'm like the reverse of everybody else. Like there can be absolutely nobody spotted on 40 and everybody's like 40 don't work right now. 40 don't work right now. And I'm like, cool. Watch me spot and get 100 contacts.
Hold my beer.
People make the joke, oh, you turned 40 meters on, didn't you?
You could spot on 80 meters at 2:30 in the afternoon and still get activated.
I have.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I have. Like literally recently, when I first got the coil for the Chelagus, I spotted on, I think it was like 245 when I spotted. And I was already activated, but I got like 25 or 30 at 245 on 80 meters.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, when I used to bartend and used to do my early morning, before 8 o'clock activations every morning, a lot of those were done on 80 meters.
Yeah, they were. You're right. And the PZN Challenge people loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. 10-meter. John Beasley got Juliet Lima 8 Papa Zulu Oscar from Japan while working 10-meter FM. Awesome. Yeah, man, 10 meters has been smoking here by the last 6 months.
And not that I have anything against 20 meters. It's just when you, well, I do have something against it. But when you go there, you're isolating a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, because my problem with 20 meters is 20 meters is a long band, and a lot of times what happens is you'll call as this frequency in use forever, and nobody will answer, and you'll sit there. And 5 minutes in your activation, that the propagation will flip, and they'll be right on top of you, or your hunters is working 2 POTA stations because and they'll tell you, hey, there's another POTA station here, and I'll just move when I do, but you can't really give it a good hear.
Yeah. I try to run through all the bands when I'm out. Naturally, just because of the density of callers. I mean, I'm going to spend the most time on probably, well, depending on how propagation is running, like 10, 40, and 20. But I stay until I call last call for the band twice and nobody answers. I move on. I mean,
if I'm not roving, and again, my definition of roving and everybody else's definition of roving is different. But, if I'm doing 4 or 5 parks, I don't mind to go to multiple bands, for deactivations. But if I'm doing, 8, 10, 12 or above parks,
50.
I'm one banding out. But it's typically 40. Except for in Florida. In Florida, I ain't gonna lie, I do a lot of 20 in Florida. But I also do a lot of 17, a lot of 15. I'm normally pretty active on 10 when I'm in Florida. And then later in the afternoon, I will start going to 40.
I was thinking about this too. We should, while we're down there, we should experiment with that Cheligus on a beach.
You want me to do another Boda? No.
Just to see how that thing works when you get it close.
Well,
to
I do a beach every year. I always do Honeymoon Island.
Yeah, to see how good that Cheligus will work when you get it nice and close to some salt water. I think it'll be jam up.
So, if I'm going to go out there and set, I'm going to set with QRP radio though.
You still use Cheligus.
Yeah. Dude, that thing, what's so amazing is they're really good with where they've got it marked on their whip. Like I put it there and I'll go in and I'll do Dan's favorite. And that's Dan's favorite thing when I do that. But no. I'll do that and that thing will be setting below 1.1 mostly.
Nice.
Like, good God, I love this thing. No internal tuning, nothing. Just put it there and same thing. Like I hopped from 40 to 20 today, both times, just perfect. So, but yeah, Dan likes when I blow into the mic.
My finger hates
it. So POTA lesson for everybody. If James is near the mic, you should probably not be nowhere near the antenna, touching the antenna, trying to show people stuff.
Yeah, don't touch the center post of an antenna while James is keying it up at 83 watts and whistling into the microphone. It will burn your finger.
It's called a Cheligus, Chris. It's I can't remember which country it comes from. But it's basically it would be somewhat similar to a Wolf River coils line antenna, but much easier to set up and much more efficient.
Shennigan's.
Whatever. I'm probably saying it wrong. You're probably right. But
let's see here.
But the king can say what he wants to. That's just how that works.
I assume this is going to be cheligans.com.
If I want to call it apple butter, I will.
That's right.
Oh God. Anyway, we getting close to the top of the hour. You got
Already?
anything? You got anything cool coming up this week? I bet
Not
you
a
I know
lot.
what. I bet you I know what it's going to be.
Christmas
I bet it's going to be Christmas.
coming up. We are going to be streaming Christmas Day. So if you can, stop by and keep us some company.
That'll be Christmas evening.
That's true.
You know, your belly should be full by then. You should have all the presents opened up. I mean, yeah, you might be up to your neck and wrapping paper laying around you where the kids just threw it everywhere and stuff. But, you know, it could be worse. You could be at Terry's house and it could be underwear laying around everywhere. But, yeah, come out, and you never know. And we may give away a Christmas present for somebody. Haven't decided yet.
Maybe get out of jail free card for the PZN challenge.
That should be the super chat challenge. I'll be like, all right, I've got one get out of jail free card for the PZN challenge.
You get to skip one day.
Top donator gets this.
Oh my goodness.
I might get that 101 MP off one stream.
Oh geez.
And I know if Josh could have bought that thing this year, he'd have been like 101 MP. he just put it out there to start. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, everybody, I hope you guys have a great Christmas. And you know, I don't think Terry wraps his gifts with underwear because he tries to sell everybody's underwear, Brian. Like I know you've not met him in person, but if you ever go to a campground with Terry, make sure and have locks on your suitcase because he will thieve the underwear and put them on his Etsy store, and he'll plainly say these are Victor Echo 3 X-Ray November Sierra stroke TB's underwear. You know he's made quite a big amount of money off mine, so just go commando. Well, when you go commando, Terry sends people over your truck to take a peek at you, and that's a true story too. Anyway, I don't know if it's Frank or Charlie next, but it's one of those two, and you guys can go hang out with them. Or I know what most y'all's going to do. It's getting ready to be a new day, and y'all's getting ready to hunt some POTA. So whatever you do, everybody have a great Christmas week. Come hang out with us on Christmas. I'll be dropping videos like always, and big things are coming in 2025. I'm telling you, it's going to be a nice, busy year. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight, and y'all have a good evening. 73, everybody.
See you guys.